Shalom. I want to give all praises, honors, and glories due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to give my double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and as much as peace, blessings, and salutations out there to the hopeful elect, scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. Now, what you're seeing on your screen is a video that I caught a few days ago, 3 days ago to be exact, right? I seen this video last night and I said, you know what, I'm going to do a lesson on it, but I was already too tired to do it last night, so I decided to push it for today. So it says here, a deadly shootout with Florida deputies captured on dash cam. And what you're about to see is what appears to be Jake. The dude's in a car, and he has a baby in the car, you know? There are two people outside that came from the car that he was inside. You know, I don't think he was the driver, but I think he was one of the passengers. You know, and they were asking the Jake's questions like, you know, are you guys okay? You know, trying to dialogue with them, and this Jake he bugs out. You know, I don't know what it was. Probably the fear of being shot, the fear of being taken to prison. The demon jumps on him and he decides to grab a gun and start shooting at the officers while there's a baby inside the car, you know? So I'm just gonna go ahead and play this video, and if you don't have the mind to stomach this, I suggest you turn away because this can be a little bit messed up, you know?
Video just released of an armed ambush on a pair of sheriff's deputies from Brevard County, Florida. A warning, it is video that could be disturbing to many viewers.
Yeah.
Bullets fly when a pair of Florida deputies are suddenly ambushed. It all started with a traffic stop. Deputy Tyler Toman talking to a woman while another person rests against the trunk.
I think that woman was the driver, and that was one of the passengers. He was just chilling. And this knuckleheaded Jake, you know, decides to grab a gun for whatever the reason may be and starts shooting, you know, while there's a baby in the car. Now, I don't know if that's his baby or he's just a friend of these two individuals. I believe I think this is a man. I'm not sure. You can barely tell, you know, during the society in Babylon because science has developed to a way that you know, you can even deceive people. I'm not even gonna go towards, you know, that part of the that section, that topic, but nevertheless, man, you know, you Jakes out here, you guys don't have the knowledge of who you are, you know, inside your spirit. That's why you are out here like wild animals causing havoc. You know, this is Hosea 8:8. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein where is no pleasure, and that's exactly right. You know, you Jakes out here, okay, primarily the head tribe of Judah, okay, you knuckleheaded Negroes, you nigs, you guys are pretty much like an infamy among the people, and it's not really the nation's fault that you guys are an infamy among the people. You guys are doing fulfilling that prophecy all too damn well. You know, it's like Jake. You know, we always talk about oppression and this and that, but sometimes you just got to give it to Jake, man. Jake, they do these things naturally, you know. Okay, now we understand that's a cause of long-term oppression, but you can't always use long-term oppression as an excuse, you know, for your wickedness, man. Okay, and you could tell this individual grew up with a single mother, probably never met his father ever in his life. Okay, and that's what it produces. Single mother households, they produce this type of emotionally unstable creatures, you know, that can't reason, that can't logic. They're like brute beasts, you know. So I'm going to play the rest
Trunk of the
video.
sedan. A second deputy, Brian Potters, approaches the vehicle and inside sees a third adult and a baby, and also a dog in the back seat. He makes small talk about his own kids and asks the adult to get out of the vehicle.
He wants to talk to you out here. Is that all you're... Yeah. I'll watch it for you. He's all right. I got babies. Oh, you got a dog too? Hell. I'll make sure they're all right. I got babies too, man.
That's when the car door opens and all hell breaks loose. More than 61 bullets fired in less than a minute. The man with the assault rifle hit in the leg, and Deputy Brian Potter shouts out he's been hit. Deputy Potter's disoriented, not realizing the gunman is right behind him. The gunman hammers Potters in the face with the butt of his rifle, and when Potters goes down, the gunman keeps beating his face, fracturing his sinus and orbital bones. Deputy Tyler Toman drops his spent clip, quickly reloads his gun before unloading it at the man attacking Deputy Potters.
Let there be no doubt. This individual got exactly what he deserved. Yep. And to those out there who might be foolish enough to ask why we shot him so many times, that answer is simple. Because evil can never be dead enough.
The Brevard County Sheriff says the man who attacked the deputies was 38-year-old Paris Wilder. The sheriff calling him a violent career criminal with a long history of crimes, including drug trafficking, aggravated assault, battery on a law enforcement officer, and attempted murder. Wilder was out on bond at the time of the attack. Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great...
And I'm gonna also say this too: the justice system is it's screwed up, you know. Besides all the innocent people that got locked up, regardless of the innocence, I'm talking about the people that actually did the crime. When somebody is a repeated offender, you just gotta do what you gotta do, you know. According to the law, according to the offense that they made, you're supposed to put them to death. But what Esau likes to do now with this whole democratic policies is that they make crime less punishable, you know, allowing these criminals, these deteriorated jakes, to be out on bond, to be out early, you know, all these early releases, and they come back and do the same crime over and over and over again, because there's no there's no repercussions for what they do, you know. There's Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt not be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children, thy descendants, you know. So yeah, you know, Jake now, because they don't know who they are, man, and it's because they refuse to hearken unto the Lord, their power, all these curses and plus some will be destroying them, you know. That's why it says in Hosea 8 and 8, the Israel is swallowed up among the Gentiles. Now that should be like a vessel wherein there is no pleasure, you know. That's how the nation of Israel is, you know. This is Jeremiah 5, let me start at verse 2. And though they say the Lord liveth, surely they swear falsely. O Lord, are not thy eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. And those corrections, those stripes that we received were the curses, you know. They have made their faces harder than a rock, and they have refused to return. Therefore I said, surely these are poor, they are foolish, for they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their power, you know. And more you jakes will be cooked and smoked, man. Because the Lord is tired of niggas. In the first deliverance, he delivered the whole nation, but now, out of America, and also around the world, he's only going to deliver a small remnant, you know? Because the Lord is tired of the wicked, the rebels, the 2/3 of our people, you know? This is, I wanted to get a verse here. This is Job chapter 36, verse... I'm sorry, 11. If they obey and serve him, this is talking about the Most High, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasures. The precept to that is Deuteronomy, where it says, if thou hearkens unto the Lord thy power, you shall be blessed, you shall be the head, you know, just quoting off the top of my head, we're gonna be like we're gonna be eating, we're gonna be in the land with milk and honey, taking in all the blessings, which it will be fulfilled in the kingdom fully, because we only seen a small portion of it during the time of King David and Solomon. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasures. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. And this neglect, okay, this nigga, I really want to say the ER, but I know YouTube might clip my video. This N, this byword, okay, this gremlin, okay, died without knowledge. And I don't even think he has the appropriate amount of brain cells to even receive the knowledge, man. Because you Jakes are through. There's no turning back for you Jakes. There's a saying in the world that some people are just too far gone. That's you Negroes out there, man. You Negroes, you spicks down there in Mexico and all those Latin American countries causing mayhem with the cartels. There's no repentance for you guys, man. We just have to purge you motherfuckers out. Just put you motherfuckers to death, and we'll see you guys in the kingdom, and you guys will get a second chance. Okay? Let me see if there's anything else I want to get. Lamentation 2. Okay, this is Lamentations 2, verse 1. How has the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto earth the beauty of Israel? I remember not his footstool in the day of his anger. The Lord has swallowed up all the inhabitants of Jacob, and have not pity. He has thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. He has brought them down to the ground. He has polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof. He has cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of the power of Israel. He has drawn back his right hand from before the enemy. He has burned against Jacob like a flaming fire which devoured round about. Those were the curses. He has bent his bow like an enemy. He stood with his right hand as an adversary, and slew all that were pleasant to the eye in the tabernacle of the daughter of Zion. He poured out his fury like fire. Okay, the Lord was an enemy. He has swallowed up Israel. He has swallowed up all her palaces. He has destroyed his strongholds. He has increased in the daughter of Judah mourning and lamentation. Okay, and it goes into something else, but basically, pretty much, man. Everything you're seeing now is the result of the Lord's anger. The scripture says that the nation of Israel, the young men of Israel, let me go ahead and get that, like a wild bull in a net. It's Isaiah 51:20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, the rebuke of thy power. Okay? So you Jakes out there, you guys are like a wild bull, with no knowledge, destitute of knowledge. This is Isaiah chapter uh Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. I believe children is referring to Esau, Edom, because they're they're lower than us, in status, and women rule over them. That's pretty much point blank period. You know, starting with these single family households, who do you have ruling over Jake? You got the single mother, uh, whether she be a daughter of Zion or may appear to be a heathen or is an heathen. Women rule over them. That's the period point. Jake, they have set the woman over them, and it's all thanks to this devil. Esau. Esau partnering with the woman, as it says in as it was looked in the Garden of Eden, the serpent and Eve. It's the same thing all over again. You have the woman partnering up with the devil, okay, on how to destroy you Israelite men out there. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. And a good testament of that is this rap music that you guys are listening to, man. It destroys the minds of a lot of you jakes, because I've seen it before. When people listen to that demonic rap music, they start getting that spirit of murder on them, you know? They start playing with their guns and whatnot, and then when the time arises to cause trouble, you know, they feel like blowing somebody's brains out because it makes them feel cool, because they're living that lifestyle that was talked about in the music that they listen to. The scriptures, not the scriptures, but there's a saying in the world: you are what you consume. If you're consuming murder, death, and destruction, you're going to become that. You know, that's why Esau is always pushing out sex, sex, sex. He's over sexualizing images because he wants that to be a part of you. He wants you to be all about lust, adultery, you know, all these different things. Because if you're always over sexualizing things, you know, people, you know, they will get over sexualized, and they won't care if a person is, if a woman is married or not, you know. So let me see if there's another precept I can go ahead and get. Dried bone. And I'm just going to read a part of it. This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me out in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, you know. And he caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. If you want to know what the valley is, just go to Psalms where it says the valley of the shadow of death. Okay, that's the valley right there, which is America. Another precept that comes to mind. This is Revelation 11. I want to get that. Revelation 11. Revelation 11, King James Version. And I'm going to go ahead and close it out with this precept right here. This is Revelation 11. Go to verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Okay? And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, which is 3,500 years, shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves, because you got to remember, a day to the Lord is 1,000 years, you know? So you just got to do the math. 3,000 and half a 1,000 years, 500, you know? And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth, you know? And then verse 11, it talks about the awakening, but the truth of the matter is only the elect, right, will awaken in these times. So with that, Lord's will, you guys were edified. And this is why we need to get out of America and have our new bodies and the law, statutes, commandments written in our hearts, because the more Jake is living in America, the worse they get. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say shalom. Until next time.